Hello and welcome back to So Says Cares with me, guys. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to do something professional for a change. No, I didn't. I just wanted to have a laugh. My name's Kerry Ann. This is So Says Cares, and these are just my thoughts and opinions. Please don't sue me. And also, I swear, actually, today we've got something positive to be speaking about. Yesterday, I actually left the house, right? My son had a fall a week ago and he's buggered up his left hand, right? And he can only now, like, sort of, he can get his, that's about all he can get of a grip on that hand, right? Bit of a bugger working in retail. Having said that, the old manager of our co-op that I used to call Lefty loved him. I think his name was Graham. Bit of a dish. Lovely bum cheese. Too much information. Only had one hand, like one useful arm. He took the other hand in the pocket of his trousers, so he actually ran a supermarket with one hand. But you know, my son's not used to this, right? He works in retail. Bit difficult to pick things up unless you're Lefty, who was it was superhuman, right? Couldn't ride a motorbike very well. Sorry. It's a motorbike accident. Fault his arm up. Anyway, love you, Graham. Yeah, so basically his work, my son went to work the day after his accident, right? And they just sent him straight back home. They said, like, you fit for nothing, fuck off. Well, they didn't say that at all. Let's be real. Keep it real. And yeah, so they sent him back home. So he's been off work for a week. And they've said to him, can you go to the doctors, get a sick note, right? So yesterday, we went to the doctors. Now, no, he's 22, he's 23 in October, right? I'm not accompanying him like a mother in that way. Perfectly able of living his life as a fully grown adult. Just point that out. But we do go together to places because he's my best mate, and literally we just have a laugh wherever we go, right? It's always fun. Or at least it's not fucking boring, right? So we got a bus, right, to the doctors, which is literally up the road. But we decided we were going to go in town after this, right, to get some stuff that we didn't get, right? Oh, Kerry Ann, come on, not wrap it up, ain't even started. So like we got a bus and like just basically tap on tap off the whole day. Idea was go to the doctors, right, then get back on the bus because obviously I can't walk very far now. Like would be Achilles tendonitis, which never goes away. It's not like just a come on. I think it's tendinopathy at this point. I don't know. I've had it for about a year now, constant, non-stop. Ouch. So we got the bus to the doctors that we usually can walk to. And the one that we can walk to, but ouch. And then the idea was to go into town, go to TK Maxx, get the bits that we wanted. I'd got some stuff to drop off at the charity shop. So it was like, get off the bus, uptown, drop the stuff off at the charity shop, go to TK Maxx, have something to eat. We picked up along the way, right? So we were both starvo. Anyways, so we went to the doctors. She had a look at his hand, and she's like, gave him his sick note and whatever. And then she's like, look, I think, you know, the best bet is to go and have an X-ray. We're like, fuck a duck, right? Now, bearing in mind, we left out. He got up, played doctor's appointment roulette at 8 o'clock in the morning, right? This is about as NHS-y as we saw the NHS being all day. Like, literally, this is going to blow your fucking socks off. I'll get around to that eventually, fucking 4 minutes in. But basically, so the appointment was for 2:20, right? So we caught the bus just for 2. And we sat and waited. in the doctor's, right? And she's like, yeah, you need to go to the hospital just to get it checked out, just to have an x-ray. Came out the doctor's, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, right? Bearing in mind that the appointment was at 2:30, it's like, well, we're never going to get up town. She's like, they'll do an x-ray, and basically if it's broken, they'll send you to the fracture clinic. And we all know how long this shit can take. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally, it's slow ass business. So I'm like, well, we can sack off town for today. And so we got on another bus and we went up to the Royal, and we found the X-ray clinic. Eventually, the little girl on the door, you know, they have volunteers, didn't they? And little girl and little lad on the thing, she got a piece of paper folded up. She's like, X-ray, yeah, it's there. Sent us to the kids' X-ray department by accident. We don't much mind. It's an adventure, isn't it? Finally got it. We sat down. On the way said to Corey, like, he's got a game that he plays on his phone and whatever, where you guess the words connected with a word. I don't know. I think it's called Word Salad. I don't know. But I need to get it on my phone because it's ever so much fun. But we do enjoy playing that together. So he gets his phone out, and at the same time he's getting his phone out, and look down, and there's this lady walking by, this young black woman with literally the biggest hair I've ever seen in my life. Cleo Lane. That's what I was thinking of. I'm so sorry. Nothing. Her hair looked absolutely nothing like Cleo Lane whatsoever. It was in big black things. It was, but it came off of her head like a big fountain, and it got big beads. It was huge. Her hair was fucking huge. Never seen a head of hair with my own, well, unless it's been drag queens, that big in my life, right? Literally on an actual human going about their daily business. Never seen a head of hair so big. Pointed it out to Corey. Fucking hell, look at her hair, how she managing to stand up. Anyways, and then she came and sat down on the other side of Corey. She sat down near us, right? Anyways, the lady calls Corey in, goes through his thing. So I start talking to this lady about her hair. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I have to ask, like, you know, like, is that, like, we've, like, I don't know, you know, and I'm trying not to sound racist for not knowing black people words, do you know what I mean? But it's like, even though, you know, we were different, but I wanted to know, mate. I was having a conversation with this lady. She was fucking amazing. Like, humongous love for this lady. She was so kind. Because I'm just sitting there, not, you know, like, and I'm obviously flailing, and I'm obviously trying not to be racist. I'm like, is that, like, is it weave? Like, do you take it off? And she's like, no, it's like, it's, I'm like, it's there all the time. Like, you sleep in this out. She's like, yeah. I'm like, fucking hell, girl, how do you do this? So I'm there, I'm like, sleep. Literally, it's like props, you know what I mean? But I'm obviously being a cracker at this point. Full on fucking honky. Like, trying to be cool. Yeah, slay girl. Then we started talking about that nice Atlas. Fucking hell, everything's coming back today. That 3-1 Atlas, is it? You know, the huge object that's hurtling through space at the minute that doesn't make any sense to anybody. So we were having a conversation about that, and not in relation to her hair. I wasn't saying, oh look, your hair looks like that massive thing that's flying through space. No. We're having this lovely chit chat. Next thing you know, Corey comes out. I'm like, oh, is that done already? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, right, okay. So he comes, sits down, carries on this conversation about the space thing. And oh yeah, like when I first said about her hair, I'm like, how do you manage? She's like, I built up some fucking neck muscles on me, sure, you know what I mean? And then, so we're carrying on chatting, me, this lady, and my son. And then the next thing you know, this woman comes out of the thing and calls Corey's name again. I'm like, what's going on here? Corey gets up, goes in. I carry on talking to this lady. And then he comes back out and says, like, yeah, yeah, it's not broken. I'm free to go and everything. I'm like, right, okay. So we're like, you know, like both of us are like, because we are really sucky, right? We're really sucky people. So we're both like, you know, like, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your time to this lady, because she was epic. She was a lovely, lovely woman. I only spoke to her for a few minutes, but she was absolutely amazing. So kind, so like, you know, she could have been like, you don't know what you're talking about, bitch. You know, like if racism was built on actual stereotypes and people acted like they're stereotypes, that kind of thing, she could be like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? To be fair, I have met a few black people who literally just, who the fuck do you think you're talking to, even no matter what I'm saying. But that's, must tell you one day about when I met Groove Rider. He was that was funny. Black man that, like, he broke character. Like, literally, I got Groove Rider to break character. That was fun. Yeah, so basically we left, right? Now we'd gone in there, we'd walked out the doctors going like, well, that's it, right? We're fucked now, we can't go into town, right? After we left that hospital, we caught another bus. So bearing in mind, we left the doctors. We got to the doctor's appointment was 2:20, and we were late. And we had to wait for a bus, catch a bus into town, then went and dropped off the stuff at the charity shop, went to Mackie D's, sat next to two fucking, they had to be asylum seeking men. Like, they had to be. They didn't speak a word of English, and they looked scary as fuck, and that was quite intimidating. But it's Leicester, and we, you know, Leicester. And yeah, went to Mackie D's. We didn't go to TK Maxx, but we did go in this new, the old M&S shut down. Fucking tragic. Many, many, many happy hours I've spent in M&S. Maybe not happy, but happy memories, because my mum was M&S obsessed, and literally I was her daughter. We'd go shopping together. I spent a lot of time while my mum was shopping in M&S, just milling about, just being in M&S, feeling the M&S feeling. Don't feel the same now. It's a discount shop. But we bought a carpet. That seemed to be the longest thing that we did. Oh, fucking forgot to mention about the bloody hospital, didn't I? So I don't know what time we got in or what time we got out, but I know from the minute that we got to that x-ray department to the minute that we left that x-ray department, it was no more, I am being extremely generous, no more than 15 minutes. 15 minutes. I'd say under 10 myself, but I'm erring on the side of caution. 15 minutes to literally have an x-ray, to wait for the x-ray, have the x-ray, be given the results of the fucking x-ray. We were in and out of that x-ray department in 15 minutes, and he had an x-ray, and he got his results. In some ways, the NHS has improved. Then we went off uptown. We went and bought the carpet at Mackie D's. Went to the charity shop. Waited for a bus. Got on the bus. Got home. Bearing in mind, it takes about half an hour from here till town if you just take the one bus, right? We left out at 2, right? We left out at just before 2. We got home at just after 6. In the space of just over, well, let's, again, err on the side of caution. An absolute maximum time out of this house was 4.5 hours. And in that time, we got a bus to the doctors, saw the doctor. There was quite a wait at the doctors, actually. Waited for a bus to the hospital, got a bus to the hospital, went and had an x-ray, got the results for the x-ray, waited for a bus, got a bus into town, McDonald's, charity shop, bought a carpet, waited for a bus, got home, and all of that time was 4.5 hours, and I've just spent 15 minutes describing the fucker. Time, right? I've done videos on this years ago, how time, you know, like say for example, well, just the 15 minutes. No, I'm not going to do that. But I have explained about, well, not explained, because I'm no fucking expert. I'm learning along with you guys. But, you know, like where time can't be packed in. So, like, say, right, you're going to the door, and you're going to get your keys out your bag to put in the door, and you've got a cup of coffee in your hand, right? You get your thing out, that tips your coffee over because you've gone off, because like you've dropped your key. I'm not explaining this well at all. I have done this better. Right, say you get your keys out, you drop your keys. That makes you drop the coffee. And in that moment of time, when you unpack what happened in what was a millisecond, what was happening with the coffee, what was happening with the key, what was going on in your head, what you were thinking, oh, this is going to happen, and you can't physically fit it back in your head in the time it took for it to occur. Once you unpack it, it can't go back. It's like, you know, styrofoam and shit like that. You know, once you've unpacked your kettle, you're never getting that kettle back in the box the way that they did in the factory, that kind of thing. Oh, let's not forget, this came up in my memories when Bojo told people to go out and buy a new 20 quid kettle to save £10 on the lecky. Lest we forget. And literally, it's only got worse. We've got Starmer now. Fucking Bojo, absolute fucking walk in the park. We all hated him, but nobody hated him like we hate Starmer. There's only one religion, one demographic, and that's a particular religion in the UK that fucking bigs that man up, and that's because there's only one religion in this country that fucking man works for, and the rest of us can go stuff. It ain't him. Don't blame the spam, like literally spam face, gammon chops. Yeah, do blame him. Do blame him. Because he's the one, he knows what he's doing. He full well knows how much hurt and suffering he is causing, and he's doing it anyway for money. And that is where we've got to put ourselves right as a species, doing every fucking thing for money. So last night, because it does actually tie in with this particular religion demographic that's taken over the UK, Lily Phillips, right, it was simply what the fuck. It was his video that I watched, but it was like from a documentary with Stacey Dooley and Lily Phillips, and literally she was having a FaceTime with her mum and dad, and her mum and dad were breaking their fucking heart. They were begging her to stop. They were literally saying, please stop hurting us, babe. Stop doing this to us. You are killing your own parents inside. We can't bear this. We can't walk down the street without fucking shame. Literally, and all day, every day, we're worrying about you getting fucking killed or getting AIDS. Or, I am totally paraphrasing. None of this was said. But that was the feeling that they were getting. Please, you're our baby girl. Don't do this anymore. Please. They said, like, if it's the money, we'll sell our house for you. She don't need that. She got millions, I should imagine. Bonnie Blue has, so I don't see why Lily Phillips ain't got a few million in the bank. She doesn't need to do it for the money. Right? But she's greedy. And do you know what this girl came back and said when she was like, you know, oh, stop it. Oh, poor mum and dad. Oh, no, poor me. My mum and dad feel like that. Honestly, like, if there was any way that I could do this and it not affect them, I'd pay any money. Go on then. Just stop earning it. You don't have to pay out anything you've got. Stop earning it. Boom. Mum and dad happy. But no, all she gives a shit about, money and fame. It's so sad. We are educated incorrectly as a species. Our education system, never once, nowhere in our education system does it teach us how to be decent human beings. But it teaches us that charity saves everything, that war is the only way that anything can be done. And once we get to puberty and we want to know why our dick's getting hard, mine, massive stonk on here. You know, like when we want to know why we're getting these emotions, what we're going to turn into as an adult while we're going through this chrysalis moment, it's just numbers, 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 harder, 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 harder. Let's throw some fucking letters in there as well. Shakespeare, fucking as the shit loads of stuff that you do not need to know, just so specifically so that you don't come out of that chrysalis a butterfly, that you come out a broken creature and you are dependent on somebody else to run your life for you because you're never taught ever how to do it yourself. I'm sorry, off on a tangent again. I shall let you go. But yeah, positive, hugely positive NHS moment. There is some good happening somewhere, like fuck knows. But yeah, so grateful for that. So grateful for all the, like, weren't just this lady that I spoke to in the hospital. We had so many lovely interactions with people. Whether that's because we just walk into places and we're just smiling, we're like, ah, yeah, you know, like, and thank you so much, and we're grateful, happy, welcoming people. Should imagine has something to do with it, because I don't always have as many lovely interactions as I did yesterday. But we did. So yeah, go on September so far. It's the 3rd today. Let's see how today goes. Let's go look at the news and see. Have it all. Anyways, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing if you like my content. Chit chat. If you like hanging out with a weirdo. If you've made it to the end, I owe you a bevy. Please pick me up on it. We need to chat. Chit chat. Thank you for being here. Please come back. Never forget that I love you all.